Hello to everybody. Welcome to Dream Huge. And that song is what I love playing. We make dreams come true. God does, but He gives us those dreams. And that's what we're talking all about tonight. I'm National Sales Director Karen Rydell, and I am absolutely thrilled that you could be here with us tonight. Let's open up the chat for our big Dream Huge night tonight. And let's just see where you're from. Who are you, a consultant? Are you a guest of a consultant? So throw in the chat if you're a guest. Go ahead and just give a shout out to your consultant so we know you're a guest so we can welcome you. And if you're a consultant, yeah, we want to hear from you. Tell us whose unit you're in, and everybody tell us where you're from. I just always love seeing where everybody's coming from across the country. I'm coming to you out of Richmond, Virginia, and just so thrilled that we could come together tonight for a conversation, an empowering conversation, an inspirational conversation about dreaming big dreams. I feel like Dream is my middle name because I am all about dreams. And so I just love this conversation. So thank you for coming on. You know, Mary Kay Cosmetics has been in the business of making dreams come true for over 61 years now. It's an incredible legacy that we have, that this is a business opportunity that works, that's recession proof, that is for any type of woman, any age, any size, any personality style, extrovert, introvert. You know what? We are all so different, but this business opportunity works, and it is known for making dreams come true all over the world for 61 plus years. And so tonight, you're going to get to hear some up close and personal stories about dreams coming true. And you're going to hear a little bit from our guest speaker about what she's financed with her business, as well as the dream come true life that she has been able to create. You're going to love hearing from our guest tonight. I want to tell you a little bit about her first on paper, and then I'm going to tell you what I love about her so much. I want to introduce you to top sales director, soon to be $1 million sales director, Auldon-Sweeney Wydo. Alden started her Mary Kay business at 19 years of age. Oh my gosh. She was going into her sophomore year at Western Michigan University. Y'all listen to this. She earned the use of her first career car 5 months after starting her business and promoted herself to the position of sales director. Are you kidding me? 5 months, 19 years old. Absolutely love this story already. Alden has been in the company's court of sharing, the national court of sharing, the national court of sales 6 times each, you guys. That's a lot of diamonds. That's a lot of diamond bumblebees. That's a lot of selling product. That's a lot of changing lives from sharing our opportunity with women all over the place. She has completed triple star 4 times. So that is court of sales, court of sharing, and leading her unit to a unit club 4 times. And if you look at that necklace around her neck, that is the reward for being a triple star, and that's a huge deal. Alden and her unit have achieved unit circle 6 times, the highest to date as a circle of excellence unit with over $650,000 in retail sales. Alden and her husband have traveled to the Bahamas on a cruise with Mary Kay and a 5-star trip to Edinburgh, Scotland. And we had fun there because we were on that same trip together. Super fun to hang out with Alden and her husband. She's earned 8 cars, 4 of them being the prestigious pink Cadillac. And y'all, at 21 years of age, she was the youngest pink Cadillac director in Michigan. I love that. Her highest monthly commission check, not including her personal sales so far, has exceeded $25,000 in 1 month. Hello. She lives in Detroit, Michigan with her husband, Cody, and her son, Steele. Steele Zurich, oh my gosh, such a cutie. And 2 French bulldogs. Do not forget the French bulldogs. If you have a 4-legged child, you can throw that out there too. Mister and Cash, so cute. Let me tell you what I love about Alden. I met Alden's mom first. She's a national sales director, Dawn Otten-Sweeney. Many of you know Dawn, and Dawn has been a friend and a mentor to me for many years. And so I got the added bonus of getting to know Dawn to get to know Alden. And I've watched her build a strong, successful business. I've watched her be excellent with her work ethic, with her faith, with her commitment to her vision that she leads as a sales director. I'm telling you what, she absolutely excites me and how she built her business. And I love knowing that Mary Kay is in good hands with Alden because she is on her way to not only $1 million, but national sales director. And I just am grateful for her legacy leadership and for her commitment to being her best. We have some awesome conversations. We laugh a lot. We love to strategize. And I just knew I had to have Alden on to share with you guys. So, Alden, welcome. Thank you so much. And if you want to unmute, that would be awesome.
Yes. Well, thank you, Karen, for inviting me on here, and welcome to all of our guests and consultants for being on. I know there's a lot of different things you could be doing on a Wednesday, but I know that this is probably going to be the most fun and hope-giving and inspirational thing that you could be doing on a Wednesday night. So, thank you for being here, and thank you, Karen, for having me and asking and trusting me to speak in front of your people and
Oh,
organization.
absolutely thrilled for everyone to learn from you and hear your story and be inspired by you. I would agree. There's nothing more inspiring they could be doing on a Wednesday night than being right here with us. So if you have a
Absolutely.
friend that you want on, call her right now, text her right now and say, get on, get on. Well, Alden, why don't we start out by you just sharing a little bit about how you got introduced to Mary Kay, which I think we know, and how you eventually just started your own Mary Kay business. I'd love to hear you share that story a little bit.
Yes. So, how Karen shared, she's known my mom, who is a national sales director in Mary Kay. So, I had the privilege of coming home from the hospital in a Mary Kay pink Cadillac, and I got to see a mom running a business at a very high level. I was, for those in the business, I was born into a trip unit. I say that I kind of got to meet Mary Kay Ash because my mom was about 5 months pregnant with me when she was in London on a top sales director trip, and Mary Kay Ash was there in person herself. So I got to see, what it looked like to have a successful Mary Kay business. And I live in Detroit now, but I grew up in Metro Detroit, and I always valued my mom's Mary Kay business, but didn't really know if it was going to be for me or not. And distinctly remember in 2008, 2009, I was in high school. And Mary Kay, just a little side note, Mary Kay Ash used to say that if a woman will tell you her age, she'll tell you anything. I will tell you guys anything at all. I am 32 now if you needed help doing the math. But I remember when I was in high school, I lived in Metro Detroit, and a lot of my friends' families were employed by the auto industry, and things were not going well then. And I saw what job loss did to families, and I knew that I did not ever want that for me, my future family at all. And I remember thinking, I'll do this Mary Kay thing if I can have control and have the sustainability of a business like my mom did at that time and in that season. And so fast forward, I was in college. I wanted to earn the use of a free car because I knew you could earn free vehicles in Mary Kay. And you guys, that's still available in Mary Kay. I know you can probably add up in your head how much you pay for car and insurance, and it's a lot of money. Imagine taking that bill off the table. And that's very doable in Mary Kay. And so I decided I would start while I was in college and quickly fell in love with helping women feel better about themselves through this product and honestly offering women hope and choices with this opportunity. And this has been what I have done ever since college. This has been my full-time career. So I've been in Mary Kay for 12 years now. And I love it more now than I even did the first day I started with excitement or when I earned my first car or whatever those first were. I love and appreciate our business more now. And I'm more excited for our future 60 years than ever before. So that's something that I hope that you guys, whether you're in Mary Kay or you're a guest, you know that we're genuine in our excitement in this. And it's fun to be around people that like what they do, right? And are excited about things and dreaming for things. So that's a little bit about me. And like Karen said, I am married and I have a almost 2 year old. He'll be 2 in June. So that's the season of life that I'm in currently right now.
I love that you said that you love your Mary Kay even more now than when you first started. And I heard this statement one time, and it's always stuck with me. And somebody said, I love my Mary Kay more today than I did when I started. And most people in jobs that they've been at for a long time typically become more disillusioned the
Mhm.
longer they're with a company because they see too much. They know what's
Mhm.
going on. And there's not a lot of people that can say that. And I genuinely feel that. Like, I am so excited about where we are and the future of our company. And I love that you feel that way too. And I love that you've just grown up pink. And
Mhm.
it's really like, I love that you went to college, you got your degree, but you've always known this is,
Mhm.
this is going to be what you wanted to do. And here you are as a young mom, being able to have the freedom and flexibility and the
Mhm.
financial success that you want as a young mom, calling the shots in your life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
love it. All right, well, let's start talking some dreams because I know you're going to tell me some great things about this. I want to find out some of your favorite things that your business has paid for over the years with your sales, with your commissions. Like, what are some things that you're just so grateful that you have been able to pay for? Tell us some stories.
Okay. Well, and when Karen asked me, like, this is the theme and, dreams and what have you paid for? My response was, I can absolutely do this, Karen, because everything in my life has been paid for by Mary Kay, right? So, but some, specific things for me, like I said, I started when I was 19. So, um starting small, like I knew when I was 19 I would get excited to sell a mascara or oil free eye makeup remover because I knew I was making more profit than my friends that were giving an hour of their time somewhere else. And so I valued that and I really loved that. But at that time I distinctly remember my husband now, but I was dating him in college. He played collegiate hockey just outside of Pittsburgh. And so I would, travel to see him. And I loved that because of the sales that I had from my Mary Kay business. I've always valued, I grew up in a family that loves, gathering together around meals and really values food. Like I kind of wish I didn't like food as much as I like food, but I like food a lot and I really like good food. So I loved that I could, sell products and have money to take my boyfriend then out to nice dinners. And I distinctly remember I found this beautiful, it's still, Cody and I were actually just talking about this the other night. It's like a fish grotto steakhouse and it's in downtown Pittsburgh. It's actually across the river from downtown Pittsburgh. So it's on Mount Washington. And you guys, it is all glass and you just look over the entire beautiful city of Pittsburgh. So while the majority of the college students were, going to get pizza or hot and ready's or, dive bars or wherever they were going, I was taking Cody out. We used to joke and say I was his sugar mama. And I would take us out to a nice dinner every time I came to visit. So I would plan accordingly to have enough sales a couple times a month to go to some really nice dinners. And so it started, small like that. But literally, Cody and I were just, I literally think it could have been 2 nights ago talking about some of our favorite dining experiences. And that was one of them. And it was because of my Mary Kay business. And I was 19 and just figuring out what I was doing. And so that was, kind of started small like that. But I had no idea, you guys, when I was building my business that because of my Mary Kay business, that I was going to afford Cody the ability to play professional hockey. I had no idea that was going to come out of my Mary Kay starter kit. We got married right after our senior year, and he had the ability, he played 4 years of collegiate hockey, had the ability to sign professional, but in the lower ranks and play his way through. And so the money was not going to be money that would sustain any life. And
Right.
so at that stage, I could say, no problem. I can handle all of our real life bills. I can handle everything because of my Mary Kay business. And he had the ability to live out his dream of playing professional hockey, a dream that he's had since probably before he could even remember it. He was on skates since he was 2. So that was something that, I didn't know was going to be a thing, but I was so thankful when that time came that because of my Mary Kay business, I could, it wasn't just a dream for me. I was able to provide a dream come true experience for him. So that those have been some of my favorite things. I mean, I could talk endlessly, honestly. I our first house, this is a fun story. So our first house, so Cody did play professional hockey, played for 5 years. One of which was in Switzerland, which was a phenomenal experience, and also why my son's middle name is Zurich, which is one of our favorite cities in Switzerland. But I had the ability to buy our first house. and Cody literally was playing hockey. And so he was traveling all over. And I would travel to see him, but I had a family friend that had flipped a house and they wanted to do a rent to own for different tax purposes, whatever. And I loved it and was like, perfect, I'll do it. And it was a with a rent to own, the first year was very expensive for the monthly payment. I paid $2,500 a month cash for that house, and it was from my Mary Kay business. And you guys, it forced me to have to grow my business more and, help more women fall in love with the skincare and all of that to be able to pay for that at 24 years old. But the thing that's funny about that is since Cody was off playing hockey, living his dream, he didn't see the house until I had been living there for 6 months. So literally it was like Christmas time. There was a few game break. And I remember him coming in the front door. I'm like, welcome to my home. Please don't put anything anywhere. I have it beautifully decorated how I want. I will show you where the cups are, where the drink where is, all of the stuff. But I was able to do that because of my Mary Kay business and have those choices to be able to do that. So those are just started with dinners, which I still love, but it grew into very very big things and different choices for him that I would have never thought possible.
I just love this. And think about at your age at this point, 19, 20, 21, 24 years old, you were able to pay for things that most people your age never could have. And I think
Oh,
so many people would say, don't you want a steady income?
oh
Right?
gosh,
Don't
yeah.
you want a safe and secure paycheck? No, you don't. You want to be able to define what you need. And you just said, I could go work more to
Mhm.
have the income that I needed to pay for the dreams that we wanted. And
Mhm.
I am so grateful for this story tonight. I know it's got to be encouraging to both our guests and our consultants because you can truly finance anything you want in this business if you're willing to do the work and to dream big. And
Yep.
you did both.
And something too with that, I love that. That's one of the main things that I love about our Mary Kay business is that we have control over it. And when you desire or want more, you have a vehicle to use to get that, whether it be a specific amount of income for whatever it is. But the beauty with that is, you guys, the people that I needed to, help pamper and be in front of with products and the opportunity to help pay for my dream life at that stage, they're still ordering products from me now. So the time that I invested to have that dream come true life right then is still paying me now in this next different dream come true season. And most people can't say that. You get paid for this work and never again. And that's something that I'm very business minded. That's what I was, going to school for, but I loved that I was essentially investing my time here that was going to pay me over and over and over and over again, as long as I gave people great customer service, obviously, and people fall in love with the products. Like that's a no-brainer. So that's something that, I've really valued and I want more people to know about, like thinking to the future, over and over again, making that income.
Oh, so good. So good. You sort of answered our question a little bit, the next question, but I know you've probably got more to share about this. But you've paid for a lot of great things with your profit. But let's talk about the dream come true life that you've been able to design for yourself and for Cody and for Steele, with your Mary Kay business, because I think that's one of the things that Mary Kay Ash wanted for us so much. She definitely, our founder, for our guest on Mary Kay Ash, who started this company 61 years ago, she definitely wanted women to be able to finance things like I saw somebody that they wanted to pay their mortgage with their business. She absolutely wanted to provide a business for that. But she also wanted to be able to provide a business that would help women create dream come true lives for their families and for
Mhm.
themselves. And so, how would you answer that question? How have you been able to create that dream come true life?
I feel like, oh, I mean, we could literally we could just have a sleepover. We could talk so much about this. Um, I the thing that I, value is that, a lot of times people are so focused on money, which obviously money it gives you choices. Like there's no way around it. You need it. It gives us choices, but you can always make more money, but you can never get more time. And
Mhm.
so what I love about Mary Kay is that I have time freedom. I get to choose, what I want my schedule to be. I get to choose, when I work, when I'm, vacationing. You guys, I like you heard, I grew up in the Mary Kay, world. I grew up in the pink bubble that we, talk about. And I distinctly remember when Cody retired from hockey and had to get like a regular big boy job. And I distinctly remember being like, what do you mean you have to ask for time off to go on like a trip? Or like, and you only have a certain amount. And we were like trying to figure out, like, okay, what trips are we going to do or not do? I literally was like, oh my gosh, I live in a different world. And I'm so thankful that I do. And one thing too that, has been a dream come true is that I have I got to bring my son Steele home in a pink Cadillac, which was always something that I wanted and desired to be able to do. And and I still have the privilege to, I have a hired in-home nanny that's like just an extended part of our family. And that's something that I really wanted to have that choice because I know that a lot of people make their childcare choices and different things and school choices based on income. And I love that because of my Mary Kay business, I can pay whatever is needed for Steele to be, at home with us here. And I'm in the season of life where pretty much all my friends are have babies, having babies, planning for babies. Like we're in that zone. And I've been so grateful to have the ability to make those choices that I can, have in-home help. And you guys, obviously, you have a kid. And so like sometimes you have to make extra money because kids are expensive. Life is expensive. But I could then again choose to up my income and work differently, more strategically, because I now pay $1,800 to $2,400 a month in addition to our regular real life that goes to childcare. I mean, that's $20,000 to $30,000 a year. And I get the ability to choose to
Mm.
do that. And that's something that, is a huge blessing. And I did want to circle back to um, something that has been another dream come true. And you guys will find like everything's house based. You guys, I love houses. I love design. If I didn't do this and have such a passion for it, I would be an interior designer.
Yeah.
And so this is something I'm in my dream house here. You guys, I've had the dream of having English tutor, a historic English tutor my entire life. Very vividly, I wanted a 3-story medieval style English tutor. And you guys, I live in it. And that's something that has been a total dream come true. And because of my Mary Kay business, because I live in Detroit, it's very expensive to have a historic home in Detroit. Taxes are a lot. Insurance on a historic home is very festive. But we get to, and I get the choice to do that. And we, plan for that. But that's something that my Mary Kay business really brought a lot of cash to the table for. And something also, you guys, I was 6 months pregnant. We had been in here for about 6 to 8 months, and my husband got an email that his job was gone. An email on a Friday morning, March 17th, exactly. And that was something that I could say, like, okay, God, I know why you showed me in high school what job loss really did to families and how I knew that Mary Kay could be stable in all different economies and different times because we weren't shaken. And I remember calling my mom and saying, if I didn't have my business, like, what would we do? Mom was like, you'd give up the dream. You would put your house for sale and you would give up your dream. There's no way around it because Cody was making a great income and loved what he was doing. But you guys, when you're building somebody else's business, you're always at the whim of somebody else. But nobody could take my business away. And we were fine. And we could keep our dream and bring our, son home into our dream house and grow from there. And that's something I desire for everyone to have, even if it's, enough money to pay for, whatever it is for your kids or a vacation or whatever it might be, but knowing that you have full control over it and people can't take that away from you. I think there's a confidence in women that you have when you build something yourself and, having the opportunity to pass it on to other people. It'd be rude if Karen and I were like, "Oh yeah, this is great. Everything's great for us. We've had this dream come true life and we know there's more dreams to be realized in the future if we couldn't pass it on to you guys. And what we get to pass on to you guys is of more value than what we even had because you can build things even better than what when I could, when Karen could. So that's something that, I could talk forever about all my dream come trues.
It strikes me that your business meets two specific needs that we could talk about tonight. One, freedom and flexibility, to be a mom, to be home, to have a nanny so that you can see your son during the day while you're working. You guys can go and play real quick, and you have the freedom and the freedom and flexibility for your trips, those types of things. You've got that freedom and flexibility, but you also have safety and security. And really that's
Mhm.
what you're getting at when you're talking about the automobile industry all those years ago, that when people's jobs are gone, when Cody's job was gone, that is a frightening thing for families because
Mhm.
there's no safety and security when you're not in control. Now, I know God's in control and I'm grateful for that, but we have our business that we can show up in every single day. And we have a product line that's recession proof, and we have a product line that's consumable, and we have a product line that we make 50% profit on, and we have leadership opportunities. And so we have so many different ways to earn income that we have safety and security that so many people don't have, particularly in this day and time.
Mhm. And I think people have kind of started changing how they think because it used to be that you had to have a job, like you had to be an employee to have that safety and security. And I think times have changed and people have realized like not necessarily.
Right.
You can build something for yourself and it can be, just as, secure,
Yes. More
if
secure.
not more. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got two different groups of people on tonight. We've got consultants and we have guests. And if you're a guest, first off, we do want to say thank you because not only hopefully are you being empowered to think a new thought, and you're just being around a big thinking, big dreaming conversation, which I think benefits everybody, whether you're thinking about Mary Kay or not. It just helps us
Mhm.
all to dream bigger. And that's really what I want. I want everyone to find dreams in their life that stirs you up to stretch out of your comfort zone and to trust God for these
Mhm.
dreams. But I want to talk to both groups, and I want to thank consultant or the guest to say thank you for being on because your consultant is learning tonight. Your consultant is getting bigger thinking for her business, and she is really needing your feedback. And so after we're done tonight, if she could reach out to you just to get feedback, it would be amazing because we want to know, like, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? What are your takeaways? What has surprised or impressed you? Because it helps her with her training. So thank you. But I have a message from Alden to both groups tonight. So let's talk to our consultants first. There's consultants who are on, some are new, some have been building their business for a while, maybe some haven't been working it recently, but they're picking it back up again. And Alden, I would love for you to share what is your biggest advice for a consultant who's listening to you thinking, I want to pay for my mortgage. I want to be able to
Mhm.
buy my dream house. I want to be able to have freedom, flexibility, and safety and security. I want to be able to make dreams come true. What would be your best advice for a consultant watching tonight?
Um, and just real quick before I answer that, I do want to say, again, thank you for the guest, and I hope you're complimented because I know Karen and I encouraged and told consultants to invite the sharpest women that they know, the most influential women that they know. So know that you are that, and that is a huge compliment. Um, so for consultants, I would say, first off, you have to, take the time to like actually sit and, think about like what are some of the dreams? Because a lot of us, honestly, life buries them. We allow life and circumstances and things to just, oh, that's unrealistic or others' opinions.
Mhm.
That's a big one. Um, so, really taking some time and thinking like, what are some of the dreams like that I have that I could, dust off? Or, maybe some new things are stirring in you. And just know that in Mary Kay, all of our dreams, like, the dream that I had for this dream house, I had to impact women's lives. I had to be helping more people through our product and opportunity to achieve that. And that's what God intends is for us to have dreams that force us out of our comfort zone, like Karen said. But I'm simple, you guys. I'm very, very simple. I say, figure out what your dream is and what it's going to cost. It's probably a lot. Things cost a lot now, right? But figure out what your dream is, what it's going to cost, and a time frame. Everything needs a time frame. And then your director can help you break down what that looks like weekly. And you guys, my whole desk is covered right now by like literally like dollar store notebooks. This is how I track everything in my life. Dollar store notebooks, and all of my goals are, written down, but when it comes to just sales goals, I write the amount on the top of a piece of paper and subtract everything from it.
Mhm.
And if you don't want it in a notebook because you'll like set it down and forget about it, put it on your fridge because you will not forget to visit your fridge, I promise you. So you can subtract everything against it, and, really have something that is, exciting for you, and sharing it with your family too. And, sharing it with other people. I mean, women really do love to help. And, I love buying things, and I love buying things from people that I know where the money's going and that I can support somebody's mission. I can support somebody's goals and dreams. So for consultants, don't be afraid of, sharing that, because honestly, you guys, most people aren't talking about dreams.
No.
Most people are talking about very realistic things. And it's a blessing that we get to talk about dreams and we get to work for dreams because it allows other women to have that space to think that they can do it too.
I love it's so simple. It's not like, let me give you this huge tracking special sheet. It's just a piece of paper in a notebook or on your fridge, which I've taught for years. And every time you sell $35 minus 35 minus 58, and you're tracking it down to that goal. And there's nothing more empowering than progress. Progress is
Mm-hmm.
motivating. And you watch that number decrease, 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 boom, you get that dream. And it's just, I always say dreams are addictive because once
Mm-hmm.
how to pay for one with Mary Kay. You're ready for the next one. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so good. So good. Okay. All right. So now let's talk to our guest. There's guests that are on that were just here to support a consultant with some training, some feedback. Awesome. Thank you so much. There are guests that are on there like, I'm not even sure why I'm here. I just was invited and I got a free mascara or lip gloss, so I'm coming or whatever, right? And so but I think that some of these guests are thinking, oh my gosh, this is how I could pay for that vacation that we want to take this summer. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, this is how we could get out of debt. We quickly start telling ourselves, oh, but that's for her, not me. I'm not that person. I know when I started my business 32 years ago, I didn't say yes because I just didn't think I was that person. I didn't think I could do sales. I certainly didn't know how to do makeup. And so I just kept saying, it's just not me. But I quickly found that this is a business for every woman, and it's a business where the product sells itself and there's a proven success marketing plan that works and it's proven for 61 years. Our company is the gold standard of
Mm-hmm.
direct sales companies. Every direct sales company out there, I guarantee you this, wants what Mary Kay has created because it stood the test of time. And so I want you to talk to guests for a minute. And if they're thinking, I really would love to finance some dreams, what advice do you want to give her as she's thinking about this with maybe some fear, maybe some, I'm not so sure. What's your advice?
Um, Something that I always ask, people is, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose by giving this a try? I honestly, this is like bad, but I honestly think people spend more time thinking about, a Mary Kay opportunity or should I or shouldn't I or what if or whatever, than they often spend, on who they're marrying or, a house they're buying or where they're getting their education from or,
Yeah.
buying a car, like things like that. And with Mary Kay, I always say there's really no downside. And I always appreciate I'm willing to give things a try because then I can say I tried it. And
Yeah.
worst case, like, no, it wasn't for me, or I didn't love it or whatever. But what if there's a best case? What if, like, what do you have to gain with starting a Mary Kay business? Could it be just being part of more conversations like this?
Mm,
Being surrounded by women that think bigger and talk bigger and, have very different conversations. They're talking about dreams and goals and future things versus about people. Do you know
mhm,
what I mean?
mhm,
And, putting yourself in the place of people that are going to invest in you. I mean, that's what Karen's job is to do, is to build people up. That's what my job is to do, is to help women build businesses and therefore build your confidence, which changes generations. And it can be like, people can say like, oh, I got these I had these dreams come true or whatever it is. But you guys, it's it's something that is needed in our country and in our world is people that are willing to do something different to get something different. And, with Mary Kay, to start a Mary Kay business is $100. 20 at the cheapest, $100 if you want the full starter kit, which I totally recommend. I I don't know how people leave any store for less than $100 these
Right?
days, even on like things that aren't like fun and exciting. But it gives you the ability to see what it's like from the inside. And if there's any part of you guys that are, you're leaning in, you're excited, or you're realizing like, I could do more, maybe this could be for me, I say give it a try. Give it a try. Worst case, you get amazing products at a 50% discount. Best case, you have some dreams come true, and you could be one of us, because I promise, I think Karen's absolutely phenomenal. She's one of my favorite people on this entire planet, but I know her as a person, and I know the majority of the top people in Mary Kay genuinely as people. And the only difference is that we've just been willing to get outside of our comfort zone and share the products with more people and the opportunity with more women.
Amen.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Mary Kay Ash used to say, I'd rather be a glad I did than a wish I had, right? What do you have to lose to just try? So,
Mhm.
okay, I'm gonna come at you in a minute, Alden, but let me share the screen real quick. And I'm just gonna tell you guys really quickly that I decided I'm gonna help somebody start for free tonight. So I'm gonna share with you the scoop. But if you decide, you know what, this sounds good, just throw in the chat, I'm in for free. I'm in for free and your consultant name. So I know who you're attached to. And I'm going to do a drawing. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But all I need to see in the chat for you to go into the drawing for a free e-start is I'm in for free and then put your consultant name. Okay. I'm in for free with your consultant name. So let me just show you what it looks like to start your business. To start your business, this month is on special. It's usually $35 to get the e-start. And here is the e-start. You can see it right up here. That means you get your own Mary Kay starter kit. I'm sorry, your own Mary Kay website for a year. You can process credit cards, debit cards through there. You've got a mentor like me or Alden or somebody like us that will mentor you and teach you step by step how to build your business. And you have access to our Mary Kay in Touch website with training and product knowledge and tracking tools and all kinds of amazing things. You can literally start your business virtually for $35. But this month, it's on special for 20. Come on, that's two $10 bills. That's $21 bills. That's four $5 bills. You get the idea, right? Two $20, 20. Okay. Seriously, you can't even go to Chick-fil-A for two people for $20. Okay. If you add a cookie, that's what I'm saying. All right. Anyways, you can add on our Pro Start, which is typically $90, and that gets you this awesome black tote bag with over $400 of full-size products for you to demo on family and friends. You get the cute mirror trays, the sponge tip applicators, the mascara wands, the catalogs, the sales tickets, everything you need to work in person. But that is on special this month for $80. So Alden's right. You can start for as little as 20, and you could start for the full amount for $100 to be able to work virtually and in person. So what have you got to lose? And think of everything you have to gain. Worst case scenario, it's not for you. And you just get your products at a 50% discount and you take care of you and your family and for your business. But if it works, you're paying for great dreams. You're getting out of debt. You're growing personally. You're making an amazing group of new friends who are positive and big thinking, empowering women. Like, honestly, you guys, you have everything to gain. So I'm in for free if you want to go into my drawing. Now, when you say yes, not only do you get, these two based on which step you start with, but you also get to be a part of an incredible, empowering community. I call it my Mary Kay Girl Tribe. And you can see here, this is where the Dream Team National Area. These are just some of the people in our national area. But I want you to just take a look at the faces. Every shape, every size, every color, extrovert, introvert, married, single, students, moms, grandmothers, retired, divorced, widowed, even some men are in there, right? People that wear a lot of makeup, people that wear no makeup, people that know how to sell, people that don't know how to sell. Like I'm telling you, there's every type of person. And that's what I love about this opportunity is that it is for every person who's willing to dream big dreams and be coachable and teachable. And so we would love to invite you to be a part of our Mary Kay Sisterhood. So for anyone that does start their business in the next 24 hours, you will get a satin lip set from your consultant or director. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing some I'm in for freeze. Hello. So this is our satin lip set, and that is our welcome aboard. So if you start in the next 24 hours, you will get that from your consultant as a guest. And I love this because it's one of our best-selling sets. It's a lip exfoliator and a lip balm, so popular and absolutely amazing way to take care of your lips and take it to work and let your girlfriends try it over the weekend, maybe Easter brunch. You can show it to your friends and family that are over. Oh yeah, it's the perfect way. And it's a nice little starter welcome aboard gift from us. And so I'm in for free. We'll put you into our drawing that we will do tomorrow, and you must complete the agreement for you to go into the drawing, and we'll give that away tomorrow night once I have feedback from everybody. But you must put it in here, I'm in for free, so that I can put you into that drawing, and I'll just confirm it with your director to make sure you did that, and then we'll put you in the drawing, and somebody will win $20 back to pay for their e-start. So I just can't wait to see who says I'm ready to dream big. I'd love for you just to throw in the chat real quickly, like what was the most inspiring thing that you heard? What empowered you to think a bigger thought? I would love to hear your big takeaways. I'm going to bring Alden back. Alden, thank you for sharing. I love your story. I love your passion for this business, and I love that you are truly passing on a legacy of making dreams come true for yourself and for all those people that you lead. And so any closing thoughts before we wrap up, Alden?
I hope you guys can't sleep tonight. For consultants, I hope that you can't sleep. For guests, I definitely hope you can't sleep. And I always say, if there's anything about this that, pulls at your heartstrings, just go for it because it will be very clear, down the road. Hindsight's obviously 2020, but I just pray that you guys will take a leap of faith. Like I said, it's not a very big leap. I paid $100. That was my only option 12 years ago. Karen's was probably around the same price.
100, yep.
And it is of such great value, but we would love to, have you guys and see what this could be and walk out what dreams you can, finance for you and your family and what legacy you can start building that you have full control over. And it really is the best place to, learn and grow. And I know Karen would probably say the same. I've paid for my life with this and I love the diamonds, the cars, the trips, all of that, but I wouldn't change the woman that I've become in the process of this for anything. I'd give all the money back and the accolades for who I've become and who I'm continuing to evolve into. And that's something that, I think a lot of women need is to be in an environment where they're encouraged to be the best version of themselves. And that's what you get within Mary Kay.
I agree. I agree. So if you're feeling nervous, that's normal. If you're feeling nauseous, that's normal.
Yes.
But take a leap of faith and say yes to the dreams that you would like to make come true. We're so grateful you could be here for Dream Huge. Thank you to our guests so much. You make all the difference, and you being on tonight was a huge support to your consultant. She's going to call you in just a couple of minutes to just find out your biggest takeaways. Please take her call so she can get feedback and get credit for you being on tonight. And thank you for just sharing with her your biggest takeaways. And I'm excited to see who wins our free e-start. So thank you to everyone. Alden, thank you. You guys have a great night. God bless you all. And here's to making big dreams come true. Go dream huge. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.